In today's video, I'll be talking about the topic of overthinking, and I've made some lists here on how to stop it or how to overcome it. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys benefit from this. So let's go, guys. So the first one would be perspective. Guys, we need to see the bigger picture here. There's so many things in our life right now, no matter what our situation is right now or what we're going through here, we can still look around the environment and around ourselves and see that there's so many things that we have. I can name 5 right now. You can actually say that you're happy to have the energy and to be alive and be watching it and be able to watch this video right now. You're happy to have people that love you. You're happy to, you can say you're grateful to have a roof on your head, to have a decent job, no matter what the job is, right? You still have a job. There's so many things. Look, just so another thing I've realized that a lot of times we overthink, right? And we overthink because we look at the things that we don't have. We look at those things, or we look around the next man, and the next man might have a good job, or the next man might have a good partner or something better than us, and then that's when we start comparing ourselves to them, and that's when we start overthinking. Or why don't I have this? Am I not good enough to have this in my life? I try so hard, so why can't I get there, right? And then there's so many things that will be going through our head. I get that. I understand that. There's a lot of things that we need in our life. I know that. But you can't get that till you realize that, till you realize what you have in life. Right? I think one of my videos, I quoted this right from Outwitting the Devil, about a man will never be happy or succeed in life till they see the good in every bad situation. A man will never be happy or succeed in life till they see the good in every bad situation. So you need to still, no matter what your financial situation, or just if you've lost someone, or just where you are in life right now, you could still see the good in that situation, in that bad situation, at that moment. I know it's a bit hard at that time, but don't put yourself in a situation where you'll be overthinking things, right? Things that is just wasting your time. You don't want to do that, right? Focus on the things that can actually bring happiness into your life and actually can open doors and open opportunities, or to get more, or will help you attract more people into your life, right? So let's move on to the next one, guys. So the following one would be train your body and your brain. So a lot of times your body or your brain receives signals in it when it's not under pressure, in terms of doing things or just moving around, right? And I've realized a lot of times when we are not being productive, there's a lot of things that comes into our mind. There's a lot of negative things that just slide through in our heads, and then because we are not doing anything, we're just sitting down or just lying in bed, and that's when we start to overanalyze these negative things, right? Because we have so much time and energy in our hands, and we are using those time and energy to focus on things that doesn't matter in our lives, and that's when we start getting all these anxieties or all these things, right? So imagine if you're more productive and you're doing what you love, or even if you go for a walk. Sometimes when I'm at home and I have nothing to do, instead of sitting in front of Netflix or playing a game, right? See, I have a game, right? I have all these games on my console, but I don't even play it because it's a waste of time. I'll be wasting the energy and the time that I have, the time that I can use to do something. So instead of doing that, sometimes I go for a walk. You could do the same thing. You could just go into nature. You could go to the park. You could just see people, happy people playing around. That can actually bring joy in your life. It can make you smile. You could do so many things. You could actually start to learn something that you've always wanted to do, right? There's so many things that you could do, right? Or you could read the brain. You have to train the brain. You can read. You can watch videos, right? I'm not talking about movies, but you can watch inspirational, anything. I keep saying inspirational videos in my videos, but just anything, right? So you need to move yourself. You need to move around. You know when you're busy doing things that you love, or when you're busy doing things that are important, you don't have time to be thinking about what you want in life. You don't have time to be comparing yourself to other people, right? There's no time for that, because you know your body and your mind or your brain feels like there's important things to do. That's just the most little thing. So there's no focus on that. There's no need to put your focus on that. So make sure you train your body and your brain to do things, right? To be active more. Go to the gym, learn how to cook, learn to do so many things, right? So I hope you guys do this, because it's important. This is something that I've been doing. I remember when I used to sit in front of game the whole day. I could play game for 12 hours straight, right? And I remember when I'm going to get a bit personal here. I remember when I was going through my addiction, my porn addiction, right? That's something that I'll be talking about later on. My porn addiction, when I was fighting when I was trying to overcome it at that time, because I'm not being productive. I'm not training my body to do things or my mind to do things. As soon as I'm sitting in front of the game, I could just feel the negative, or that all these thoughts about why I should go and masturbate, right? Just coming in slightly, and then I'll just end up doing it, right? Because there's nothing, I'm not doing anything. But right now that I've overcome that, right now that I've overcome it, or I'm still in the process of overcoming it every day, right? I've filled my life with so many things. I have the energy to just distract myself from these things. So you could do the same thing. It's the same thing. If I had there's an addiction for the overthinking, right? So if you occupy yourself with so many things, right, you can actually break this addiction, overthinking addiction, I'll say. So yeah, let's move on to the next one, guys. Learn to meditate. Now, meditation is something that about a few months ago I was meditating. I did it for about 5 months straight, right? And I used to be someone that used to overthink the little things, or when someone that makes a comment, I'll be overthinking like, what did this person like meant? I'll be thinking about it the whole day, right? And before when I started meditating, right, I'm going to look on my list here, because this I made a list, right? When I started meditating, it helped me observe my thoughts, right? And it helped me kind of control it. And I don't mean by me trying to force it, no, because it kind of helped, like, it helped me observe the negative thought that's going through my mind and the positive thoughts, right? And I let it be. See, I just let it be. When I observed it, I let it be in its natural state, right? And next thing I'll know, it will just go. It will just the negative thoughts will just slightly move on to, and it will replace it with positive thoughts. It's hard for me to explain this. People that have focused on meditation will probably explain it to a bit more, but that's something that helped me a lot. Nowadays, I don't overthink things. I have even more energy. That's another thing about meditation. You get a lot of energy to do things. You're so happy, and I think it's weird, but you get so much energy to do things. You're so positive. You're so active. You're so happy, right? But like I said, I don't know much about meditation. I don't know how to explain it to people like that. So there's other meditation channels, YouTube channels that will explain to you the benefits of it. But I know the one of the benefits will be it will help you stop overthinking things, right? So yeah. Bring your mind in the present moment in everything you do. I've realized that the mind works this way, right? A lot of times it's either thinking about the future or the past. And when it's thinking about the future, it's thinking about whether you can actually accomplish, or whether you can actually do what you want to do. So that kind of brings fear, and you start thinking about it. And when it's thinking about the past, it start bringing out the things that you've been through, or with the people that all the negative things that you've been through, and that you start stressing, and you start being a bit more sad, or you start getting angry, right? That's how the mind works. So a lot of times I've learned to use this technique, right? When I'm in that situation, I take a deep breath. Sometimes I close my eyes depending on where I'm at, but I take a deep breath, right? Breathe in, breathe out. I do that 20 times. I do that for 20 times, right? And in that 20 times, I'll be thinking about what I'm going through at that moment, my environment, the people around me. I'll be thinking about them, and I'll be thinking about it. I'll be a bit more grateful to be in that situation. So my focus will be in that moment, right? So whilst I'm breathing 20 times, I'm thinking about whatever is around me at the moment. The next one, then another thing you can do as well is the magic footsteps, right? Where you focus on your footsteps. Every footsteps you take, you say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But you need to be focused. You could do that for 2 minutes, right? You could do that a few times a day, but in that too, you could do that for 2 minutes. Put your focus on your footsteps. Every footsteps you're taking, say thank you, thank you, thank you, right? And just keep thinking about the good things that is going through in your life at that moment. I remember when I used to work in a warehouse, right? Because the product here was coming one by one. So what I used to do is I'll be like, thank you. I'll take the product, thank you, thank you. So if there's 2,000 products coming at that time, imagine I'll be saying thank you 2,000 times. In a short time, maybe within an hour, I'll be saying thank you, thank you, thank you. That'll be all my focus. And I've realized that during the day, I'll be so energetic. I'll be so happy. I'll be full of energy. I was talking about that in my meditation. The one I was talking about explaining about meditation. And this is something I was doing, right? I'll be focused in that moment and people will be like, whoa, what's going on with you right now? So you could do the same thing. Those two things can actually help you, right? And there's other techniques you can use, but that's just my techniques that I use and I've seen in a few other books, right? I've seen people talk about it, but I kind of added my own little thing to it, right? So you could do the same thing as well. So I hope you guys try this out though. Yeah, try it. Make sure you see how, try it out and see how if you guys will get something out of it, right? So let's move on to the next one. This one is pretty simple, right? It's a bit straightforward. Overthinking kills your productivity, and that's what the heading is about. I kind of added that to it, but you guys know that when you're overthinking, because all your focus is on what is going through your head, and you're not doing things that you're supposed to do. Like I was saying that, right? You're wasting all this energy that you could actually invest in something else. See, a lot of times, right? Imagine the energy that we waste on overthinking or just focused on all these negative things. Imagine, you see that energy, that power, right? Imagine if we use the same energy to build something or to focus on something or helping people. Imagine the things that we can change, right? So overthinking kills your productivity. You guys, is a pretty straightforward one. You guys should just realize that you're just wasting time, right? You could help people in that time, that short time, instead of overthinking, and that overthinking lead to anxiety or fear or so many things, and that fear could lead to probably you getting ill in the future somewhere or something, like, you know what I mean? I don't want to really explain this a bit more into detail because it's a bit straightforward, right? So yeah, just stop overthinking. Overthinking is too much energy. It's just too much. It's draining. You guys know it's draining, right? To the guys out there, I remember when I used to when when I get rejected or when I'm talking to a girl sign, right? I just have to kind of slide this in there because I seen one of my I see someone I was talking to yesterday that that was kind of a bit stressed out because he's talking to a girl, right? And I think the way the girl is moving is kind of, so it's always constantly just overthinking, right? Don't overthink it. Just let it be and just focus on your life, right? Use that energy to focus on your life, right? When the time's right, you know who I'm talking about. When the time everything is right, you'll probably come. So don't overthink, because when you overthink, you end up being needy and you end up doing a lot of dumb shit. Sorry, excuse my language. You'll end up doing a lot of dumb stuff. So don't do that. Yeah. So the next one, I was talking about this in my other video. So if you guys want to know more about my other video, it's about why it's important to see the good in every bad situation, right? And I was talking about how important it is to write things down, right? Sometimes here it's important. It's always good to write down what's going through your head, and I don't mean by these silly things. I mean what is going through your head, either negative or positive, either an amazing plan or anything, right? It's really good. Buy a notebook and write those things down. I've tried it before and I've seen the benefits. I was talking about this story in my other video when one time I used to be, one time there was a time I was so angry at this man at my workplace. I was so angry at this man to the point where I didn't even, when I see him, I get angry and I don't even know why I'm angry at him. Right? And I was angry at a lot of things, so many things. Right? Let me not get too personal here. Even when I get rejected by a girl, or when I get rejected by anyone, or when someone is playing with my emotions too much, I'll get so angry and frustrated. I will start thinking about so many things that doesn't matter, right? That doesn't need to be even that doesn't need to be thought of or anything, right? So one day my sister told me to start how important, of course she just told me how important it is to write things down. And obviously I was doing gratitude as well. I was writing all these gratitudes with things I'm grateful for, so I kind of knew the power of it, but I didn't think about writing what's going through my head on a paper. So one morning I woke up and I wrote down the reasons why I'm angry at the man, and how much I forgive him for whatever he did to me, and how much I forgive myself for reacting that way, right? And I wrote down the things that I'm grateful for about this man, the amazing thing, because no matter how annoying this person is, they still have good things in their life. They have other things to offer to other people, right? So I wrote down all these things, and I even can imagine us two working together. I wrote that down. After writing that down, and when I read it out loud to myself, I could actually feel the anger and all these negative feelings coming out of me, right? At that moment, trust me, it was weird, and today I don't even know how to explain that to you guys, but I could actually feel it just coming out of me, all these negativity coming out of me, and all this negativity about other people and other things, the people that have disappointed me in the past. When I did that for about a month, I could feel it coming out of me. So when I see these people, I don't even get angry at them anymore. I don't even think about whatever they did to me. We get along pretty well, and then they will be even tell me, "Oh, you're a really good person. I thought you were so annoying." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's true." And we end up talking and having fun. So you guys could do the same thing. I have a friend too that writes down every idea that goes through his head. Right, he writes that down, and one day I went into his notebook and kind of looked into one or two ideas right from the start. It was really amazing. So if someone that is always thinking, a deep thinker, those deep thinkers that think about great ideas, it's important to write them down. You already know anyway. It's important to write it down. There's so much benefit you can get from it, right? So start doing that, and you see how important it will be for you. So the following one will be, I'm going to look on my screen here. Accept your life and whatever you want to change. If you can change it, then go ahead and change it. But if you cannot change it, don't force it. Don't push yourself, right? Because there's certain things that we can't change in life. There's a lot of things that we can change, but there's a lot of things that we can't change. But a lot of times we push ourselves, and we end up forcing ourselves to change things that we can't change, and then that's when we start overthinking. When we are not getting the results, that's when we start overthinking, and overthinking will lead to this frustration and getting mad at the people around you. And there's so many things that will manifest in life. Whatever is going through your head will manifest in life. So just accept life as it is sometimes and just move on, right? A lot of times when you move on, you could probably see opportunities. There could be more doors opening for you, right? Rather than you just trying to force it, trying to waste time, changing something that you can't change, right? You could just leave it and just move on to the next. It's all about abundance mindset. When you have that abundance mindset, right, when these things happen and you know that you can't change it, you just move on. You just know that there's more doors opening for you, right? It all goes back to my other video. Check it out. The difference between someone with an abundance mindset and someone with a scarcity mindset. You guys, so you could actually relate that to your life and see, and ask yourself this question: are you a person with a scarcity mindset or an abundance mindset? So yeah, not everything can be changed in life. So just accept it, right, and get and learn from it, and learn from that mistake, and learn from what that situation at that time, and just improve yourself, you know. So let's move on to the last one then. So the last one would be, we all know this one. There's so many videos on YouTube about it. Surround yourself with people that who motivate you, or surround yourself with positive people. I've talked about that in my first video. Yeah, just surround yourself with people that are going to inspire you, people that are going to actually motivate you to do whatever you want to do, and people that believe in themselves that they can actually change the world, people that are so positive and willing to help themselves, and that will reflect on other people. Look for those type of people, right? And it will help you as well. So just, if you don't have those type of people, you need to start looking around. You need to start looking around wherever you go. Just start speak to people, and just see what they're up to. And if you realize that this person is someone that can actually help you or motivate you, get the person's number and talk to the person, right? Last week I went to one of my old jobs, right? And there's this new guy that I met there. I've never spoke to him before, and the first time I spoke to him, he was talking about what I talk about, right? First of all, well, you know me, I'm maybe nosy. I wanted to find out what he's up to anyway, because one of the things I've realized, right, and through experience, that a lot of times you see someone cleaning, right? I've met someone that was clean at one point, and something just told me to speak to him. I spoke to him, and actually this person is doing YouTube, and he does art and so many things, right? So, well, you know me, I just got his number, and we started talking, we started motivating each other, and just we started seeing what we could do to help each other. You could do the same thing. Always look around you. There's opportunities around you. It's opportunity, but it's only people that are willing to find it that will find it. So you meet so many people. If you don't have people that can motivate you, start looking around you wherever you go. Even if you're in a club, everywhere, just start looking for those people, and they will come into your mind. They'll come into your life, right? But first, you need to start see it from here first. You being around those people, right? And change yourself as well. Change yourself. Be someone that will motivate other people, and trust me, those people too will come into your life. So thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and feel free to add anything in the comment section, and just feel free to ask any questions, right? But most importantly, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope you guys benefit from this video. Thank you.